This is the part of the trip that I refer to as the escape. We're escaping the city to hopefully go on a backpacking skiing trip down at Mount Jefferson. You can see I'm stuck in a traffic jam. Been sitting in this line for 10 minutes, but interestingly enough, what it reminded me of is that I don't have my ski poles. That kind of sucks. So I'm gonna try to find, I guess, some ski poles in Salem. Like maybe at a Goodwill. I got a friend there too that probably is at work. I can try calling him. The great news is we're out of the traffic jam. The other great news is that we stopped in Salem and went to 2 thrift stores and found ski poles at the second store. $10. I was worried because I saw lots of skis at the first store and lots of skis at the second store. I think everyone goes out and buys second-hand ski poles. We're on the road now to Mount Jefferson. Okay, well, finally got here. My guess is that it's about 3 or 4 o'clock. Got my skis and some new poles. Got the pack all set right here. And I kind of camouflaged the truck back in these woods. There's a fee required to park back there at the trailhead, which is in that direction. So I hid my truck back here and kind of made it look like somebody was camping here, sleeping out here. So if, you know, like a ranger comes by, you might just leave it alone. So, yeah, I'm not really big into giving this government any money to hike in the forests. So we're gonna hike for a few hours. Check in later. Well, I'm hiking on the trail now. A nice old growth forest in here. Lower elevation, probably about 2,500 feet. It's a nice flat, damp basin. Amazing these trees are still here and haven't been logged. It's very accessible. There's the creek feeding, well, it's draining from Pamelia Lake. I'm not sure if it's Pamelia Creek or not, but the water's pretty tasty. We're loaded up. We got about 5 miles to hike if we're lucky. Shouldn't be too bad. The weather's beautiful. It's May 29th, 2009. It's gotta be about 70 degrees right now. I'm loaded up with the skis for 2 nights. Hopefully tomorrow we can play on the snow all day. Been waiting for this. This is a section of forest that actually had a, I guess, a landslide or overflow of water come through here and just carry with it all of these boulders. You can see all through the forest here. It would have been a real sight to see. Again, we're hiking through some old growth forest. Pretty amazing. Yeah, we're running out of daylight. I know we got a few, maybe 4 or 5 hours left, but well, we're cutting it close today. Well, I believe that I'm nearing Lake Pamelia, and as you can see, we've got snow. There's the creek over there. There's snow, and it's a whole lot lower than I anticipated. I was hoping to get another 2 miles before I had to hike or ski through snow. So the trip is gonna be a little different than expected. Buzz. Big buzz. Okay. Well, that's Pamelia Lake. And the water that feeds that channels down a valley. If we can zoom in, sort of at the top back there. And that's, you can see, still snow laden. That's about easily 2-3 miles away. And what we're gonna have is the opposite wall. Oh, you can see a big patch of snow right there. Let's see. Yeah, that's just below where I need to get to, hopefully today, but I don't think. It's all at the trails on the other side of that canyon, and it's gonna be all snow, and that makes things a little dangerous. I'm gonna get to the other side here and take a break. Well, I think we may have reached a deciding point, being that it's probably like 6 o'clock. And right now I'm on the edge of the lake, Lake Pamelia. There's basically my route goes through this drainage and then along the edge of that, or the side of that ridge there. So I can see there's snow, and I'm definitely going to be dealing with snow up there. My destination is kind of like a quarter of a circle up that way. It's really not that far. I just don't want to be dealing with snow this late in the day and have to worry about a campsite. So I've got a campsite that I've been wanting to try. It's up through the hill, up the hill a little bit, in a small grove of old growth right next to a creek. So I think we're gonna do that. We've got an accipiter perched on top of that tree. I'm maxed out with the zoom. It's hard to tell what it is. It's got white legs and a white head. We'll get a display. campsite down there. Now, this is like the third time I've been here. And the first time, there was no fire ring. And I don't even think this was developed. It was just, you know, this right there. Tent I have, it's new, it's really nice. It's got this inner wall that you can zip in, and the whole ceiling opens up to a mesh. Many times it feels confining to be in your tent. You have to hide from the mosquitoes, and it just feels like going into an embryo little box or something. So I'm really happy with that. So I also have a new sleeping bag. It's down and it's really light and really keeps me warm. It's also, I believe, has a Gore-Tex layer, so you can't get wet in there. I'd hate to test it because it's a great bag. I wouldn't want to get it wet. I've got on this trip, these are garlic shoots, or I guess, well, you can see the flowers are starting. So we got some carrots, and then this is a sweet potato. What I'll do now is I'll cut the veggies up. I'll boil that shortly. Just get it a little soft, and then I'll add a noodle package flavored. This is a pretty good product here, the Knorr. I can get them kind of cheap for $1 or something, and 75 cents here. Really packs a good flavor and is very filling. And on top of that, sometimes I'll add some protein like meat or beans or something. This time, and I generally always have this, it's dehydrated mix with TVP, onion powder. There's also some dehydrated potatoes in there. It looks like some dried lentils too, so that's my protein for this meal. And we're also going to have some tea. Good morning. We've reached a point here where we have to cross a lot of water. The trail picks up on the other side over there. Okay, right there, that log was supposed to be my crossing. And that's where I crossed last fall, but as you can see, the water has made it a bit difficult to get to. So instead, I crossed here, and you can see there's a lot of water. This is actually the narrowest section that I've seen. So I just have to make it back down to the trail where it crosses and hope to pick it up. Well, there's Mount Jefferson. Really beautiful. And I did find the trail. There's part of it there. We're still seeing a bit of snowpack here and there. A little sketchy. You got holes that you could fall through. And then here, the trail is a stream. I've got not that far, maybe a half a mile or 3/4 of a mile, and hope that there is a dry camping spot. It's been really nice. This side of the ridge is all dry, pretty much, and it's been pretty easy going. Lots of pretty flowers and things like that blooming. There's way too much snow, more than I anticipated. I had a really hard time getting up the side of that valley. The steep snow pack, real slippery. There's 2 lakes up here. That would be the only chance of a dry camping spot. And honestly, I'm not gonna camp here if I can't find a dry place. I'm gonna turn around and go back. I think that odds of finding my tracks tomorrow are really difficult, and now they're still fresh, so I might just turn around. Yeah, the decision has been made to turn back now. I'm not even gonna mess around back here. It's pretty dangerous. You'll have to wait for part 2 to see what happens. My goal was to get here the first day, and eventually, my favorite spot is right there. Right, there's a pile of snow. Right at the end of that, there's a nice little camp spot, and then you have that whole area up there slopes up to that, and then you cross back down up there. So I'm okay with that. I got some good exercise. I'll have to wait, come back when all of this is gone and the snow starts right up there. Yeah, this is really weird. There were some thunderheads back there right when I got to those meadows, and then started to turn around, and we've had thunder and lightning way up high, but it's continually getting closer, almost like it's following me. So I've got a ways to go. I might just head home now that it's raining. Okay, right now we've got torrential downpour. I've had to waterproof my bag and my tent, and we're just gonna bail on out now. Get wet, I'm sure.